Right. Just minimize that. Right, I'm working on my Google Hangouts again. On my scroller, which is here again. We're getting things working. The problem being at the moment, though, is the client has reported that when we open up the large image, I mean, there's a problem here as well. I'm going to fix that. But when we open up the large image, it sometimes doesn't display in Internet Explorer. I've checked in Internet Explorer and it's working for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all the database information displaying these dummy images here and put some new ones in. See if it works this time. Basically, it seems to be working. At this point, it seems to be working all right. So anyway, let's get on. All right. Right, I'm just loading PHP my admin. This will give me access to the scroller database, which is here. And row items is the one that I'm using. Voting is for the. I'll show you. Voting is for when we click here, and the votes thumb up will add a digit here. This is going to be up there like that, and I want to fix that in the same video if I can. Right. So back to the database. What I'm going to do is I'm going to here are all the images, all the information for the images. But I want to delete the whole lot, get rid of them all. All the actual image files are stored within the directory of the scroller website, which is local on my machine on here. So all I have to do is re-upload them to the database, the information, not the actual images, which I've got a PHP script built in to do that. But I want to start afresh here. I want to get rid of all this just to test it. Right, let's have a look. First of all, I've got to make sure they're all on the same page. So let's go for 100. You see, we've got all them there. Right, let's get rid of them all. Check all. Delete. Do you really want to delete? Yeah. Right, now we've got a fresh database without anything. Oh, well, I thought we had. Obviously, there's a lot more. Let's get rid of them. Check all. Delete. Get rid of them. Right, now look, browse is blocked out. It's not letting us browse because there's nothing left. That's the headers of all the rows within the database. That's not actual information. Right, let's have a look again. Now if I refresh the page, we shouldn't get anything. See, nothing. Now what we need to do is I'll show you anyway. Let's have a look. I'm going to go into the directory of the scroller now, which is an example. htdocs. And it's under scroll 2. And if we look down here, look, I've got images. I believe that's the folder for images to do with the actual page, the website. So let's have a look. Thumbnails, you see. They're the thumbnails that are moving up and down the screen. Now if I run the script that I've got here, process images, what that'll do is it'll reapply the information to the database again, so that the web page can show these images when they're being clicked on, or when they're just scrolling like you saw a minute ago. So that was the thumbnails. Here's the big images. When you click on an image, it shows the big light box with the votes and whatnot. They're all in here, look. They're the original sized images. If we go above them, look, 320 by 180, 1048. See the big image? That's the width. 1089 is the height in pixels. So they're the big images. These are where they're stored in this folder here, big images. Right. Let's go back. Now this file here, process images, This is the file that you run once to reassign all information for the thumbnails and the large images back into the database. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. Alright, I've not tidied this up properly yet, but it's basically giving you some feedback here of what it's done. Creating thumbnail for blah 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 blah. All their other thumbnails that we saw in the thumbnail folder. It's created. The database should be repopulated now. So if I go over here, I'll have to refresh it. Go back into row items. And there we go. See, there isn't as many as before. That's another bug I've got to fix, because whenever you run the that file there, process images, it takes the new images that you may have added to the folder, but it also adds the old images again, so you get a double effect. That's just a simple thing I can fix, and I'm going to do that in the third part of the scroller. But for now, I just want to have a quick look at, see if we can see if we can show this bug that the client has reported in Internet Explorer. Right, let's go back to the scroller. Get rid of that file because we don't want to run it again. Run the page. Now we've got just a few images there, and they're going to carry on overlapping and going round and round and round. Just that lot there. Right. You see? So if I click on that, you see it opens it. But this is in Chrome browser. But Internet Explorer, as I've said in the comments, is not my best friend sometimes, because it's just not very compatible with most of the websites that I do. So you have to really try hard to get Internet Explorer working right. Right. So I'm going to open up Internet Explorer. I'll just copy the address. I don't like Internet Explorer. It used to be a lot worse though. 5-10 years ago. Right. Click on the image. There's a bit of a delay, but there you are. It's showing the image. I don't know what the problem is. Not showing the image again. No votes there, but if I click there, 1 vote per page. Seems okay. I did 1 vote. Click again. 1 vote per page. That's showing up there because I programmed into the website that when a user visits the page, they're only allowed to leave 1 vote per image. You can go through the whole thing and leave a vote per image if they wanted, but they're not allowed to leave 2 within their browser session. And what I mean by that is if they close their browser, they can go and add another vote when they reopen it again. But who's going to do that? You know, if they did, it's no big deal. Right. Well, as far as I can tell, the images are opening. That all seems okay at the moment. I'll have a quick look at this, see if I can fix this where the for some reason the number's shown down here. Right. Let's have a look. Right. GVim is the Windows version of Vim. Vim is my favorite text editor in Linux, and Windows call it GVim. I'm not entirely sure what the G means, but I used to use things like Eclipse and let's see, the one Aptana, and they're all really heavy on the processor. This is just a basic text editor, and you can add plugins to bring it up to a standard of an IDE an ID being like Eclipse and Aptana again, and I find it really, I just find it cool. I just like it. Right, so let's open up the front page here for this website is index.php. So, bear with me, my mic's in my face. Right, so scroll to, there we go. Right, we want index.php, which is here. There's bad practice. I mean, I use it because, say for instance, I did something to index and I forgot what it was. I've got an old version there. I mean, you should really use Git, which I do as well. I've got a Git repository linked up on GitHub, but bad habits die hard, don't they? You know. Anyway, let's look at index. Now, first of all, let's find out where that problem was. Have a quick here. Let's look. It's in this area here where the number's showing below. Oh, I'm still in Internet Explorer, aren't I? I'm not a big fan of Internet Explorer, as I've told you, so I'm going to close that. Back here. Click that image there. In fact, I'm going to refresh the page. That was the first image. See, if I click that there, it's added a vote. And that there is the ID number for the image. That shouldn't be showing. So let's get rid of that. So, inspect that div there. That's a div. Div meaning division. Right. And it's there, look. So, fancy box, right. I know where that is. Right. Here we are. Let's have a look. This is a bit untidy, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just tidy that up there. In fact, hang on. Right. That should have formatted it a bit better. Oh, it's still the same. Never mind. Right. Let's have a look. Ah. Right. Caption is where all the information is stored for this area here. So we need to separate that there. I believe that's the end of the caption. No, it's not. That's class there. Oh yes, it is. Wait a minute. Don't worry, I'm just going to get rid of that there for a second. Ah, look. Causes syntax error, obviously. Let's get rid of that. Right, let's go to the number at the bottom. So we found out why the number's showing down here. So let's put that back a minute. Right, I'm going to copy that. I know this section here is not showing the number at the bottom, so I'm just going to copy that in there just to do a bit of trial and error. I'm feeling a bit rusty today. No, these are not coming to me as easy as they usually do. Right, let's have a look. Put that in there. Now I know I need to get rid of these ones. Oops. Get rid of that space as well. Let's have a look. Because I'm using Git. It's a funny name, I know, but because I'm using Git, see, let's get rid of the number now. Because I'm using Git, if I make any large mistake or say the computer crashed and whatnot, I've got the repository saved to the stage before I started this video online at GitHub. And all I can do, I can just pull that back to replace any mistakes or errors that might have happened with the website while I'm working on it from the online repository. You know, it's just a bit of security for when you're working, and also other workers who might want to help you or get involved with your project. If it was a bigger project than this, you might have several workers, several PHP developers on a website at the same time, and Git allows everybody to work together without stepping each other's toes. They can all branch off from the master repository, and so you could have 7 workers working together, and the theory is that it all comes together at the end, which doesn't always work, but it comes together at the end in a nice tidy bunch back into one central master code. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, but the good thing with Git is you can retrack your steps, go back to find out where the problem was, and fix the code that way. And like I say, the old way I used to do it was just by creating multiple files, old files, call it old 1, old 2, old 3, with the date of when I've been doing it. I mean, it works, but it's a little bit confusing. Like index old.php, I put old, you know, silly, lazy, you know, and Git does this for me. So, but old habits die hard, like I said before. But there it is, and when I've when I've tidied up the code, I'll just delete that. Anyway, let's check that again. Like I say, it's used to be working better. I'm going to sort that CSS out, so there's a little bit of a gap there at the edges. Got rid of the number. That number wasn't supposed to be displaying. That number is the ID of that image. The ID 161, 157, 158, 159. They're the IDs, so you can program in your script each individual ID, and from that ID you can get the information about the image. So I hope that's pretty clear, but I'll explain better as I go along. But for today anyway, I've checked on Internet Explorer. I can't seem to reproduce the missing image. I'm going to tell the client about that, and also I've fixed the ID showing there. That will have just been a HTML problem. I'll have missed a double quote or something in there, and just by copying this script here, this bit of script here, which is the second half of the scroller as it goes along, I was able to fix it quickly without no major deal, no major problem there. That should be it for now. I'm going to tidy up this code, which is pretty boring, so I'll not put you through that, and I'm going to create the third part to the video, the scroller, when I upload to the client. Fix the CSS around here, look, make that a bit tidier. That's it for now. So thank you for watching. Hopefully the next video I won't be so tongue-tied and rusty. Right, bye for now.